What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we're going to talk about overall stock market. But before we dive into this video, please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the channel, get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, 3 days of live trading live in my Discord, definitely check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. And now let's get right into it, guys. Dow is down 0.83%, nasdaq down 1.56%, S&P down 1.22%, and Russell 2000 also down on the day 1.05%. And now let's have a look at different sectors on top: basic materials, utilities, financial, real estate, industrial. So risk off move here in the market. On bottom, technology, communication services. Also, you got consumer cyclical, energy, all taking a beating in deep red today. Now, week to date performance right here. Utilities on top, financial, basic materials, consumer cyclical, energy on bottom again, technology right here lagging behind, and then we got industrials, healthcare, real estate. Everything in deep red today, especially big names. Nvidia down close to 4%, Meta same thing, Google 0.5%, Tesla 0.5%, Amazon 3%, Apple down only 0.41%. It was able to actually hold above 173. And then Microsoft also down on the day 2.5%, AMD down close to 5%. All the chip makers right here are getting a beating today, including software names like Intel and CRM, all are down on the day. And then we got energy also down on the day. And finally, this name right here, LLY, and I have a short position on this one, and that is coming off from the top. And I think you're going to see a lot more selling on LLY because now look at this, guys. How much is it? Almost $25 gone from the top. And there could be a lot more selling on the stock because if you look at the RSI on the daily chart, weekly, monthly, yearly, it's off the page. And now we're going to look at SPY ETF. On SPY ETF, it's down 1.21%. Now, in my last video, I talked about it how SPY can actually get above 447 right here, above all these moving averages. You're going to see that gap getting filled around 449. And this is exactly what we got yesterday. And look at what happened today, guys. A big sell-off and into closing, holding right here, this critical level right here, weekly support between 443 and 444 on SPY. So next week on Monday, you want to see SPY bouncing from here. If not, it's going to come down even more, all the way down to 436 and possibly down here to retest this low 432 and then 430. Now we get a bounce from here. Watch out for the resistance right here. White line 20 SMA 445 and then the gap above 447.72. And once we get that breakout above, I would say 448, then you are going to see continuation to the upside. Until then, guys, SPY breaks below right here. It's closing right here at this support between 443 and 444. So if that support gives up Monday, you're going to see a lot more selling, at least down to 436 and then 432. On triple Q, it's down 1.71% and closing right at the support right here, 371. White line 20 SMA, slightly under 371. So next week on triple Q, you want to see this support hold 371. And only that way you're going to see some upside up to 373, 375, and then 377. To the downside, below 371. Watch out for the support down here. This mini uptrend 368, and if that gives up 366 all the way down to 360. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. I do post a lot of things, some of my trade ideas right here that I share with my Patreon group, and also weekly, daily expected moves, my charts, all the setups right here on X. On Dow Jones ETF, it's down 0.83% and is holding right at the support 346. Now, if that gives up a quick trip down to 340 and slightly going under and closing this gap right here, that is possible on DIA below 346. Now, above 346, it needs to break 348, 350, and then you are going to see more upside on DIA. Until then, guys, watch this key level right here, 346, because if that gives up, you're going to see a lot more selling, at least down to this gap, just under 340, and then possibly even more downside all the way down to this gap, 332, but let's just not go there right now. We got this Bollinger Band sitting right here at 342. So even under 346, we have lots of support right here between 342 and 340. So whenever market actually rallies, you want to see IWM small caps going up. And so far, guys, 2023. I mean, yes, we saw some rallies here on IWM, but nothing significant, nothing big. This thing rallied and it was short-lived. This thing came back down over and over. And now we got this head and shoulder pattern. And I talked about it in my last video, how this thing can break 183 here, guys. And it's going to be all over. You're going to see a lot more selling. And look at this high volume selling today. This thing will come down here all the way down to this gap, 176.24, and that is going to be the next stop as long as IWM stays under 183. Now above 183, you need to see a breakout, and look at this rejection yesterday right here from 186. I did put out yesterday for you guys, especially for my Patreon members. If you go back and watch those levels, were to short IWM exactly right up here, guys. And if you shorted, if you held today, you made more money on IWM shorting right here because this thing is looking weak. And soon as this support gives up 183, you're going to see a lot more selling. Now, if you're bullish on IWM, you want to see 183 holding and then also getting above 186. Then you are going to see a little bit more upside up to 188. And once we get that breakout, above 188, that is gonna be more bullish for IWM and the small caps. On VIX, it's up 7.57%, almost $1 up for the day. So massive, massive rally on VIX. Now, if you guys watched my last video, this is what I said. You don't want to be going long here in this market when this thing is nearing, a new 52-week low. And I think we got one here, guys. The last one was 1274, and we got a new 52-week low, and that is today. 12.68. So now we got a big spike on VIX, and we get that all the time. I mean, look at right here. Look at right here. And now again, look at right here. Now watch. This thing can move up to 15, and soon as VIX can take out $15, you're going to see a lot more upside on VIX all the way up to 18 bucks. Now to the downside, I mean, this could be a dead cat bounce. We do not have a bull trend on VIX. So if this thing fails at right here, I would say around 15, maybe we see, a little bit more upside on VIX and a little bit more downside on SPY. This thing moves up to 15, gets rejected again, you're going to see VIX getting crushed all the way back down to $13 again. So keep an eye on that. I mean, just one day, the last time we got a spike right here, and we got kind of a similar looking candle, a bullish engulfing candle again today, right here. Look at this one here. Spiked all the way up to 1651 and then continued all the way up to almost $19. So now it's at under 14. Definitely we could see a little bit more upside on VIX, at least up to 15. And I would be really careful if this thing actually breaks 15. You're going to see a lot more selling in the market, and this thing can finally break out up to 18 to $20. So keep an eye on that, guys. I mean, it's at a new 52-week low. So whenever you see VIX coming down to these levels, we get a big spike, and this is exactly what we got today. So on dollar, it's kind of a flat day, and this one also, if you look at my screen, was running today. And yesterday, I mean, look at this massive green candle we got yesterday. So yesterday was a red flag, and I know, a lot of people actually called it yesterday. I did not cover the stock market yesterday, but I talked about it in my Discord that dollar going up, TNX going up, VIX flushing down, oil going up. We also got S&P 500 and all the tech stocks that are rallying. So that is a red flag. Something is gotta give, something is gotta break, and this is exactly what we got. Now dollar, again standing tall right here, not giving up anything. And look at what happened. SPY and Triple Q taking a massive beating. Dow Jones also, and then we got small caps taking a beating. So right here, if you look at my screen on dollar, you want to see dollar holding above right here, 104.89, and that is gonna be bullish for dollar for a move up to possibly 106, and there could be more upside above that. Now, as of right now, I mean, look at this, guys. The next upside target on dollar right here, around 106. So that could be, possible on dollar. And if that happens, you're going to see a lot more selling. Now, looking at this RSI, I mean, it's not quite overbought yet, 68.89, but it's getting there. But I think, this one here, only time if this thing actually pulls back down to, I would say, 104.89, and if that gives up this support down here, then you're going to see, a lot more downside on dollar coming down to 104, and that could, offer up some relief for S&P 500 to the upside. So this is why if you look at this TNX right here, it was a red flag yesterday because TNX was going up, dollar was going up, you got energy going up, oil going up, you got S&P 500 going up, nasdaq going up, and it's everything rallied yesterday. So something has to give, something is got to break. We saw that today, and look at this big explosive move here on TNX, up another 0.79%. Now, I don't want to call it here that this is a double top, until we get that breakdown on TNX. But this could be a formation right here, a double top formation on TNX. But we do not have any confirmation right now. So watch for a retest of this high right here, 43.62. And if this thing cannot break above, then you are going to see some selling possibly down to 42.40. Now above this high, you're going to see a breakout, and that could take TNX all the way up to 44.60 to even 45.80, and that's gonna be really bad for growth names like especially tech names. So you're going to see a lot more selling on NASDAQ. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated going into next week on Monday.